Jack's day 98. Just leaving camp. Last night I camped kind of in a side trail off the AT because it was like 8:30 when I got to camp. If I would have kept going, it would have been getting dark, so I guess I probably would have another half hour at least with time to set up and all that. But anyway, everything went fine. It was a level spot and it's comfortable. There's a deer next to me, kept on making a lot of noise. That was kind of interesting. One time he bolted, just made a big amount of noise. But nothing other than that. I'm at 1394. That means I'll be passing the 1400 mark today. So I'll be looking for that, and if it's not marked, I'll just mention it when I pass it. Let's see. I think, first of all, I'm going to skip the first water because it's supposed to be tinted and all that, and not too much. But the second one is supposed to be a footbridge with a lot of water. May or may not have a little tint in it, but I got to fill up because I only have 1 liter. I like to have 2 pretty much all the time now whenever I can. So that, and there's also like another picnic area similar to last night. It's not quite as, it doesn't look like it's quite as good, but it's at least a picnic area that might have a little bit of stuff I might want to go see. I'll check into that later, but that's at like 13.5, I think. Anyway, there's like a hostel coming up, and there's supposed to be a second hostel with a similar name that's not as expensive, and potentially I can hook up to a shuttle driver through there to go to Walmart. So not sure where that's going to all end up at, but I just wanted to get started for the day. I got to look in my AWOL guide to see that second one because it's not on far out. But I will do that when I get time today. So let's move, let's roll. All for now. Jack's day 98. Just starting to get a view up here. So far the climbs have had steps kind of instead of just straight up. So that's kind of nice. All for now. Okay, here's a better view on Jack's day 98. Same mountain, just a little higher up. Here's how they blaze some of these up here. There's a lot of times you'll see them on the rocks. For some reason they got a red dot in the middle of that white. I have no idea what that is. I just look for the white. All for now. Okay, day 98. I just did a long detour. The whole point is to avoid crossing this road. I guess somebody got killed, a backpacker, a few miles up. So they detoured it so you can come across this bridge. And you don't have to deal with it. That's all for now. It's been a rather interesting day so far, so I had to follow this detour. So I did, and I think I did it correctly. But for some reason, when I was going through it, I ended up, even though I was following far out's line, it said I was on a blue trail and white trail. So I followed it, and it was real difficult, pretty difficult. The reason I'm looking up is because I thought I heard a bear. But anyway, as you can see, I'm walking on like an old road that it's all torn up and everything, like it's never been used in hundreds of years. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is I got through the detour. Okay. Then I started looking ahead at water, and there's nothing. Like even the water stops or dries. So I had 1.5 liters of water. So that's literally enough to get you like 6-7 miles. So I thought, okay, I'll just keep my fingers crossed and trust the trail and hope there's some trail magic or something. Well, no trail magic. So I get to this turn, and I think I turned correctly at the end of this detour thing, but I actually go down to the parking lot, and it's like 0.2 away by accident. I end up down there, and there's a guy and his son in the vehicle. They're not doing trail magic, but I'd say, hey, do you guys got anything to drink? Water, I'll buy it off you. So basically, a little bit of water, drank that. Then I told him the situation. And then, when we were about to go, I said, you sure you don't got nothing else? I'll take anything to drink. So they pull out half a drink iced coffee. I drink that. Half a drink milk coffee. I don't know what that is. I drank that. And he goes, well, I do have some stream water. You want that? And I'm like, hell yeah, I can filter it. So then he gives me like almost a full liter of that. So I filtered that, put in electrolytes, and I'm carrying that now. And I've got like just slightly over 2 liters with me. I got a little bit in my CNOC bag too. So now I've got enough water. Anyway, then I said thank you and second my goodbyes and went back to the trail. And I've got like about 4 miles to get to a picnic area. So I'm walking on this old road. Somehow the trail took me here. I don't know what the hell this is. It's called like Bear Mountain Forest. But anyway, just walking up this long road. It's crazy. Somehow the trail provides. So the comments say that this place has restrooms, so I know at least it has a water supply. So I'll be able to get water somehow. Now I'm going up some steps. I don't know where this takes me. Okay. All for now. Here's the view. 398 continued. All for now. Just sitting up here on top of a view. It's beautiful out, but it's hot. I'm gonna find some shade. All for now. X. Some kind of chimney up here. I don't know what it is. Pretty awesome view though. Show you this. Looking down there, a big lake. And all the houses and stuff. Must be Bear Mountain Village or something. That's where I'm going. So we'll find out. I gotta go to a zoo. And then I'm gonna stay at a hotel. It's gonna be crazy tonight. I'll keep you updated. All for now. Day 98, I'm at a zoo. There's a brown bear out here. Pretty cool. Just walking around the heat. All for now. Day 98. Wow, what a day. This was a whirlwind day. Let's see, let's start out with the gnats. The gnats get in your eye all day long, and without wearing a head net, there's nothing you can do. They just keep swarming around your eyes, and then they dive into your eye and they get stuck, and then you have to wipe it out, and then more come. And so you just basically start to live with it, and you're like, okay, maybe I'll just wait until 2 or 3 of them get in my eye before I wipe it out. They're just a constant menace, basically. Anyway, that's a general thing, but let's try to focus on today. Well, when I got up this morning, I was camped, which I showed in my last one, in a side trail. And it was very interesting. Last night there was a deer, and I swear that thing was like 10 feet from my tent. and it would like bolt once in a while. It would just sound like a train, you know, like big loud noise, and it would run down the hill, and then it'd sneak its way back up later, and then I'd hear it again a couple times. But honestly, I'm getting to the point where I don't even like think anything's a bear anymore, and if it is, I'm not really worried. I just let it go and get up in the morning and not worry about it. So I've been consistently doing my yoga. So I did yoga in the morning, got everything packed up, started my hike at like 6 a.m. trying to beat the heat, and it was another super hot day. That was 3 in a row. And I tried to explain some of this stuff in text, but what happened was there's a regular detour that's probably been there for a while. They try to avoid this 4-lane road from people having to cross it because somebody got killed a year or two ago, a hiker. And so they changed the whole route so it would go up a ways, a couple miles, and cross on a bridge, which makes sense. So I went ahead and did that whole detour. Well, the detour was crazy. It took me up mountaintops and all these crazy, like, unexpected challenges, which would have been fine, but there wasn't any water. There was no water sources on the entire detour. And there was no water after the detour for like 5 miles. So it almost seems like the AT organization somebody needs to like be aware of that and provide some water caches or something, because it's dangerous. That's why I got into a situation where I had to basically go up and ask somebody in their car and say, hey, I need more water, I need liquid, can you give me anything, I'll buy it off you, whatever. So I ended up doing that, and don't need to go into details, but the person was very helpful and gave me some of their water and stuff like that. So then I kind of had enough. I got through this detour and I kind of had enough water, and then I put some electrolytes in my water. And so then I proceeded to go up through this whole Bear Mountain I don't know if it's National Park, State Park, probably State Park. And that thing is huge. And basically it's got stone steps. So you're not climbing the mountains like I normally do, where you're just going up dirt and rocks. It was like real steps, so you could just step up. They were like a foot high each, and so you're going up tons and tons of steps to get to these different sites on this mountain. So I did all that. I went to all these spots, and about 3/4 of the way through, I come upon vending machines, which is like a miracle. I'm out there, and it takes credit cards, so I was like, I had like 2 iced teas and a dark cherry soda water thing, and boy, was that good. So get all that done, and then I finally get down to the bottom where the zoo is. I go to, there's restrooms by the zoo, and so I go in there and I find somewhere to put water in my bottles just to make sure I had enough water. And then I go through the zoo, and I got some pictures of the bears, or the bear. Wasn't much in the zoo. I went to like the reptiles thing was indoors and it was air conditioned, so I thought that was pretty good. But like most of the stuff, maybe it's because it's so hot that there wasn't anything in there. But I get through the whole zoo, and then I call the hotel where I am, and the guy comes. It's like 10 minutes, and he's there to pick me up and brings me back to the hotel. So then tomorrow morning we'll do the reverse, and I'll get a ride back to the zoo, and then I can continue on my hike. So that was all good, and now I just played Frogger to get across the road, which we were talking about the dangers there. Get across the road to a barbecue joint across the street. Well, I was really careful to make sure I was safe getting across. And on the way back, I was thinking, geez, I'm going to have to do this again. Well, I started a conversation with the guy and his wife. They were looking for directions, so I figured out the directions for them, even though I'm from Iowa and I didn't know anything about this. Gave them directions, and then at the end they go, well, is there anything we can do? And I go, well, how about if you give me a ride across the street a block up? And so I got a ride, just so I didn't have to cross the street. I got a ride up and hopped out, and I'm back at the motel. In addition to that, I was going to do a resupply, and I was gonna pay a little extra for Walmart, which would have been 33 minutes away, so I'm guessing it would be like 40-50 bucks. Well, I did a count inventory on everything, and I have enough for 3 days. So I think I just decided not to do a resupply at all and just carry what I have for 3 days. In the meantime, I'll figure out what in the heck I want to do. If I want to stay somewhere and resupply, or what I'm going to do. I can't go more than 3 days now, or I will be out of food. So, all is good, and I just going to push stuff to YouTube, and I got to clean up a few things here. My laundry is being done. The owner does the laundry, so I gave him the basket. He asked $10 donation towards his grandkids' college education, so I said sure. Gave him the $10, and that'll be back soon, and everything's good. I'm sitting in air conditioning, comfortable. Took a shower, recharging everything on the outlet here, and that's all good. About the only thing I can think of is I want to dump my water and get fresh water somehow. But for now, I'm just gonna. I mean, the water I have is from the bathrooms by the zoo. But that was in desperation that I needed water, regardless of where it came from. So, yeah, the faucet in here is not tall enough, so I can't get it from in here. I guess I can pour it into something and then pour it. Yeah, that'll work. I can just transfer it from one to the other. I think I'll do that, and I'll dump everything I have. That's a good idea. So anyway, I'll get moving on the YouTube stuff now. All for now.